So I've gotten a lot of positive feedback on my first Kirby tutorial video, so I'm making this video to kind of go over some of the stuff that I didn't mention in the other video. Now, this isn't a complete guide by itself, it's more of a part 2, but mostly includes more advanced Kirby stuff for people who already know what they're doing, for example, this Olimar copy technique shown here. So if you haven't seen the first video, I suggest you watch that before watching this video. You can click in the top right corner to see that. Now, to start off, before I talked about how Kirby's bread and butter combos at low percents are stringing together up tilts and following with an up air and then potentially a back air after the up air. Now, it's a little more complicated than that. First off, there's an air dodge window for most characters at specific lower percents that they can avoid the up air. This is because up air doesn't come out until frame 10, so some characters even have a fast aerial that can beat out an up air, or just air dodge in time. If you are against a character like Mario that has a very quick aerial in its neutral air, you can either do one of a few things. You could bait out the aerial and time your up tilt to beat out the aerial since it is disjointed. You could also shield or spot dodge the aerial and try to punish it afterwards, but what you can also try and do is a back air instead of an up air. Since back air comes out frame 6, you can often hit a back air where an up air would not have hit. Now keep in mind, this is mostly just at lower percents, because at higher percents an up air is preferred, since your opponent will often be hit too high to land a back air. Next, I need to talk about forward tilt. Now, I kind of smack talked forward tilt in the previous video, saying that hitting a down tilt is generally preferred, because if you get the trip from down tilt, you can get a big follow-up. However, since that video, there's been a big balance patch which changed Kirby's forward tilt. It now has a couple frames less end lag and is much more powerful than before. Now, it's obviously not as strong as Kirby's forward smash, but it still has killing potential, especially near the ledge, and comes out faster and is very safe. Kirby as a character can kill at the ledge pretty early with forward smash, and decently early with back air, and to some extent forward air. So while you are able to reliably kill your opponent around 120 with those moves, nothing really new used to open up at slightly higher percents like 150 or 160. But now, as of patch 2.0, Kirby is able to reliably kill with a very safe move in forward tilt when you're just desperate for that kill. One thing that some people were initially disappointed in is in the lack of kill setups from a jab lock from F tilt now. Now, briefly, a jab lock is when your opponent misses a tech on the ground and you hit them with a very weak move right afterwards up to 2 times, and then you can punish. In Smash 4, your opponent was forced to do a neutral get up afterwards, so you were able to get a super hard punish in, but now they can do any get up option afterwards. Now, you still have a small window to get in the hit though, so it isn't useless. So you used to be able to do an F tilt around 70%, and if your opponent missed their tech, you could follow up, jab, and then do an F smash for the kill. But now at 70%, it sends your opponent way too far and way too high up, so it doesn't work. But it can now work at lower percents, like around 25 to 50% or so. Now, this probably won't lead to a kill, but it can lead to some flashy setups like this. However, this all relies on your opponent missing their techs. Now, if you don't know what a tech is, I have a short video all about them, so check that out. But overall, I would say the new F-tilt is definitely better than the old F-tilt, even though we lost a potential kill setup. Now, some other changes from the patch include a dash attack that does slightly more damage along with a larger hitbox, and we also have super armor on our down B. This means that on frame 19 after using the move, you cannot get hit out of it. This is a welcomed addition for Kirby mains, as you can now use it a bit more reliably when getting juggled by your opponent, especially when they're trying to overextend. Now, this obviously doesn't mean you can just spam the move now, and you'll still probably get punished for using it when you miss, but it is slightly better overall. Also, I recommend directional air dodging after getting out of the stone, as you're able to air dodge surprisingly early after getting out, so that can sometimes help avoid a punish. Now, onto grab follow-ups. Everything I talked about in the previous video was true, like forward throw to forward air, and sometimes forward throw to up B, and back throw to back air on a few characters. But I don't really think I talked too much about forward throw to down air. This usually works best around 10 to 15% and can lead to even more follow-ups. Now, on a decent portion of the cast, at 0%, you can do forward throw to forward air, to regrab, to forward throw, to down air, turn around up tilt to back air. This is good for 64.6%, which is absolutely insane because a lot of characters are now at kill percent to forward air to forward smash. Now, on some characters, you only can get 1 up tilt instead of 2, and this works best on upper, mid, and heavy characters, but is very character dependent and works best when you don't have any rage, since rage will affect the knockback and when your opponent can go into tumble and DI it. Now, fortunately for you guys, Captain L made a video on Kirby's best follow-ups on each character as 0%. He put a ton of work into that video, so definitely check it out. Now, while you don't need to memorize every single one of these combos, having a general idea for a lot of the cast can be nice and can give you some combo ideas. Another cool trick with Kirby is called hup canceling. When Kirby does his down air, he makes an audible hup sound. If you do the move right before landing and auto-cancel it, you will not suffer any landing lag. This can be useful to do out of tumble, as you will not have to tech and you can perform right after landing. You can also condition your opponent to shield when they hear that hup sound by throwing out some full hop down airs in the neutral. This will cause your opponent to want to shield when they hear that sound, and then afterwards you can quickly run up and grab. This has a lot of mind game uses and is pretty stylish. Now, as for combos from copy abilities. New to Smash Ultimate, Kirby now gets a 1.2 times damage multiplier when he uses his opponent's special moves. So this means Kirby can generally use his opponent's neutral special better than they can. I usually get the copy ability by doing a weak up tilt and inhaling, or at high percent weak up tilt jumping and inhaling. You can also get it from a landing up air, you can tech chase your opponent on platforms with it, you can catch a shielding opponent on the ground, or more practically on a platform. Now you can also B-reverse it, which can be useful as well, even though Kirby's momentum doesn't change that much. Now, it is usually preferable to have your opponent's move, but you can taunt if you need to remove it. And you can even taunt in online play when you have their ability, making Kirby the only character in the game who can actually use their real taunts in quick play. Now, I can't go into all of the abilities, but some nice combos are up tilt to Patooey, forward throw to charge shot, up tilt to donkey punch, and down air to Darkest Lariat, so on. Now, I may make a whole video on just these kind of combos, but basically your most practical combos will come from up tilt, forward throw, landing up air, and down tilt if you get the trip, and sometimes even late neutral air. One really cool technique that we will call Kirby Gliding is for when you have certain characters' copy abilities, most notably Marth and Lucina, Olimar, and me Swordsman. It also works for characters shown here, but theirs has much less application. Basically, all you need to do is perform a dash and let go. When you're still in the dash animation, press B and then hold in whatever direction you want to go right after. This allows you to essentially do another dash while also performing the B move. So for the tornado, this allows you to get pushed by the tornado, which allows for follow-ups that weren't possible before. And for Olimar, you now have new follow-ups, a crazy movement option to mix up with foxtrotting, and you're even more annoying with the ability than you already were before. Now, for Marth and Lucina, you can get a potential shield break, or just throw your opponent off with the deceptive amount of range you can get from your Kirby Glide. Now, lastly, I want to talk about frame advantage from down tilt. Now, while the combo counter doesn't show it as a true combo, Kirby actually has frame advantage after hitting a down tilt at mid percents and up, meaning he can actually combo off of it even when you don't get the trip. The frame advantage you have depends on the percent and weight of your opponent. Phantom made a great video on that, link to that is in the description. But basically, at mid percents you can do down tilt to down tilt, and down tilt to turn around up tilt. At a little higher percents you can do down tilt to F tilt, and at a bit higher percents you can do down tilt to dash grab. I also sometimes like doing down tilt to dash attack as a mix-up at higher percents as well. Now, this isn't a combo without the trip, but can lead to a kill. So that's about it for this video. I just wanted to go over some more advanced stuff that I didn't think was necessary to talk about in my first video. If you found it helpful, please leave a like and let me know what Smash videos you'd like to see in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.